And it's another Wednesday. We're here for AM Business. Now, we're looking at Ghana Club 100. It's been on since 1998, but what does it mean for the companies? And this time, the top 100 companies in Ghana are set to be recognized this coming Friday for their corporate excellence. This will be this year's edition of the Ghana Club 100 Award ceremony, scheduled to come off at the Kempinski Hotel, Plush One, here in Accra. And the annual ranking organized by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, the GIPC, is under the theme Manufacturing Steering Ghana's Development. Joy Business in this light, or in this very report, throws a spotlight on some indigenous manufacturing firms to ascertain the current situation with that very sector following the decline in growth in recent years.
I think Ghana's manufacturing industry has come a long way. If I should say, in the past, the consumers mainly went for imported products because there was the belief that anything produced in Ghana or manufactured in Ghana was not of good quality. But I think in the past 10 to 15 years, the products that are coming out from Ghanaian manufacturers is of international standard. So I think we have improved tremendously.
We are in the beverage industry producing mineral water and soft drinks. We have imports of the same products coming in. But generally, these imports have become much cheaper these days. And it's all because our cost of production and everything is going up. Raw materials prices are going up. Utilities, there's a very huge increase in electricity tariffs. You have logistics going up. All these are affecting the cost of production here and even cost of doing business.
The major challenge in the industry, as I speak now, utility side, you have the electricity, power is a main challenge for industries. I think we had operated with a very, should I say, reasonable cost to power. But over the past year, cost of energy has skyrocketed. And for example, our power cost has more than tripled this year alone. For our current drink industry, the erratic supply of power sometimes destroys some equipment. That's one of the issues that we have. But normally, you should invest in a standby generator, which brings another strain on your cash flow. Another side that many people don't talk about much is the education side. For manufacturing, we feel some of our engineering schools or some of our universities, people don't come out ready to work in manufacturing. For us, there are a lot of times that we always have to bring in foreigners to come and work on machines and stuff like that because we are not able to get the expertise from Ghana.
And back in the studio, we need to have the great conversation about the Ghana Club 100 Award. Again, I have to remind you, it's taking place at the Plush Kempinski Hotel here in Accra. If you haven't been there, please make sure that you get a ticket or get invited to this event. You see stone walls, great marble hotel it is. And I guess for the morning hour from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And I have Ifua Techi-Mills, who is a corporate affairs boss for the GIPC. Great to have you.
Thank you.
All right. And now coming in alongside here is Gideon Okansi, a senior investment promotion officer who is in charge of monitoring and investment tracking. Big position you can have, but we're here to talk big things about some of the biggest companies we have in Ghana. And basically, I have to start with you. When did this whole thing start, the whole initiative of having Ghana Club? I've been hearing over the years. I thought at some point it stopped, but has it been continuous?
Yes, it has. Ghana Club 100 is an initiative of the GIPC, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And we've been doing this since 1998, and this is the 15th edition. So we've been in it for a while now. So you've been hearing the right things if you've been listening. Well, yes.
Okay. And you're in charge of investment and tracking. And so very soon I have to ask you. Yeah, because then I have to ask you what's the criteria that people get selected to be part of 100 best companies in Ghana?
The criteria is that the companies do have to be limited liability companies. They are, if there is any government share, any government ownership of the profit of the company, it has to be less than 50% unless they are listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
Well, that's great. Any other criteria that's there?
Yes, so that's for the selection of the companies. For you to be able to be ranked, you would have to have made profits over 3 years, the last 3 years prior to the year for the ranking. The 3 areas that are looked at are size, profitability, and growth. So these are the 3 criteria that is used for the ranking to select the 100 companies.
And Gideon, these very criteria static, right? Those are the core criteria. There are some companies, they may be growing in profitability, but perhaps have weak structures and things like that. Does that come to your notice in any way as GIPC in general? Not only necessarily in reference to Ghana Club 100, but the companies that operate in our country?
Yes, it does. It comes to our notice when we go on monitoring visits to the companies. Some of these things come in. The structures that they run, sometimes the environment itself where they are operating in is a problem.
And what do? You notify them, or perhaps?
We notify them. Sometimes, if it's a compliance issue, we notify them to comply. There are other areas where we come in to assist with incentives and exemptions where applicable or necessary.
Well, very interesting as they are. But as far as we're concerned, if, let's say, we're going to have certain themes for this year, it will be in which of the areas? Just purely manufacturing or something?
Every year we select a theme that we promote. This year we are looking at manufacturing. We are throwing more light on the manufacturing sector, the struggles and the achievements that they've gone through over the past year. We are celebrating that as well. We are celebrating the corporate excellence that has been showcased in that sector. Being a government agency, we are also supporting the government in its quest to have the manufacturing sector grow. So that's the way we're looking at it. Yes.
And so, if you're not Gideon, if you're not part of the manufacturing sector, it means you're not part of Ghana Club 100. Is that?
It is a ranking of all the top 100 companies in Ghana. So it is to recognize a successful enterprise building, not just for manufacturing businesses, but for all businesses.
Yeah. Only that for this year's theme, it's basically themed on the manufacturing sector.
Yes.
Which companies have been winning over the last 3 years?
Well, we've had a number of companies. We have a lot of financial institutions. The last year we had Talo as number 1, and then we had Ramel Services also ranking 2nd in the list. Yeah, so we have it's a diverse list. We have a lot of rural banks. We have a lot of telecoms. We have a lot of. It's a wide range of companies in various sectors that rank in the list. So we don't. I mean, it's not specific to any particular area or sector. Yes.
So what do? They submit their financials, and that will be what type of financial? Is it just their normal financial statement?
Yeah, audited accounts.
Okay, audited account.
Over a period of time, they submit for 3 years. The 3 years prior to the year for the rankings. So that is assessed by an independent company or the company that we have a partner, Ernst & Young, and they are the ones who are going to be doing the ranking. So the ranking information is not held by GIPC, and it's only known on the night of the awards what the information or the ranking, the list of winners are.
So some level of transparency has been involved over the years. Now, let's get specific. With some of the things that we're talking about, because we'll come to the benefit and blah, 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 what's new for this year. But for some of the things that some of the companies are really suffering. And over the last 12 or the last financial year, companies have reeled under some of the most difficult of conditions. As GIPC, have you noticed some of these, and what are they?
The problems, the issues that we come across during monitoring, as I said earlier, some are internal, how the companies themselves run their businesses, and some are external. So some of this external, I can only talk to you about the external because I cannot. The external that they bring to our attention sometimes are the power crisis, and then other issues that has to do with taxes and utilities.
That also means that many of these companies are having a lot more difficulties trying to, for example, access credit and all, because we know the interest rates are also high.
Yes.
That's a lot more
It's
difficult for many of them.
Factors.
Okay, what are the benefits of the awards to these companies, Ifwa?
Well, the awards are done to promote corporate excellence, and we are promoting these companies as the best of the best in Ghana, working in Ghana. We take this information round during our investment promotion missions, locally and internationally. We promote these companies as the companies to do business with in Ghana, the companies that are setting that have the benchmark that other smaller companies are looking on to. So that's the first benefit. They get a lot of exposure. The second is that we use them as the group that advocates for the business sector with the government. So they act as advocacy on behalf of the larger body for the government. They also use it for their personal, the companies use it for their promotion, their marketing campaigns throughout the entire year, that the ranking is
I know, like their 10th or 1st or something of the sort. Well, that's good for them. But we earlier on talked about they have to submit their financials, and so it depends on the higher the profitability. It means that the higher you rank. Is that it?
No,
you have any threshold?
They will have to put all the three together.
Okay.
They have to put all the three together, which is the growth, the size, and then profitability.
Okay. And for the financials, what's the threshold? 100 million, 200 million. That's the minimum by which you can enter.
There is no.
There's no.
Yeah.
You can give me $1 million, then you come.
Yeah, it's open, and there are percentages that are allotted to each of the three criteria that is given. So based on that, our independent consultants looks at your audited accounts for the 3 years, and then puts you through the system and ranks you.
Okay, so the awards will take place where?
Kempinski.
All right. Who are supposed to be there? Only the companies, their staff, and then.
Everybody's invited. It's open for invitation. The invitation is open to everybody. You can get a ticket purchase at GIPC. The media will be there. Our stakeholders will be there. The companies themselves who have been ranked will be there. The general public is invited. You're also invited. One thing that I want to mention, that this year we are voting for the Club 100 Company of the Future, and it's a public vote, and you can send your votes to 1987, and you can vote for 3 companies. One is Learning Organization, one is Janelle Industries, and then one is Agro Africa. So these 3 companies are in the running for the best, the Club 100 Company of the Future.
There are 3.
There are 3
for the future.
For the future.
One.
Learning Organization.
Yes, it's an organization. The Learning Organization.
Yeah, that's the name of the company. Yes, Learning Organization. Then we have Agro Africa, and then Janelle Industries.
Janelle Industries.
Yes.
What are they involved in?
Learning Organization is a consultancy that they deal with training General Agro-Foods is an agro-processing company, and then General Industries is also an agro-processing company based in Takoradi.
Oh, okay. All right. So what if they don't become the future companies?
They will. They will. Their structures and their mode of doing business will. It's eventual that they would.
All right. I wish you all the best, and I hope to have you again sometime in the studio. That's the next Ghana Club
Yes.
100.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for passing through the studio. Ifua Techimilt, Head of Corporate Affairs, GIPC, and also Gideon Okanse, a Senior Investment Promotion Officer with the GIPC. We've been talking Ghana Club 100. The event will take place this very Friday. Wherever you are, please, if you can have access to those tickets, which you can find or you can get at the premises of the GIPC ministries here in Accra, please make sure you get access to them and be there. Kempinski Hotel, it's plush. I've been there, Charlie. Nice place. But that's where we end the conversation on the Ghana Club 100 Awards. And as you also tend to reminisce and think about the awards, please make sure you send out your comments through WhatsApp platform through the number 0560 800,000. And also get in touch with us on our Facebook page, Joy News on TV. We are taking a break. But remember, when we come back, we'll be talking about the conversation. We know there's now been an ultimatum given, a 32-day ultimatum kind of, for all those who have illicit or illegal arms to submit them to the Small Arms Commission or to any security agency free of charge. You will not be also prosecuted. Of course, you won't be giving any money at all. But once you're having them illegally, it means that it's illegal as they can be. And so we'll be having great conversations on that very subject. And then Nielante van der Poy is a member of parliament for Ododiodio, but also the Minister for Sports. And during the weekend's event in which the NDC launched their national campaign at the Cape Coast Stadium in the Central Regional Capital, Cape Coast, he made a comment about whether you're tall or short, etc. It doesn't matter any of those criteria. You could be president or not. Is that what he said? And so he is speaking against those criticism leveled against him by critics as well as communication officers of the opposition. And so he will be in the studio. We'll have great conversation on that. And then we also spoke to Professor Bobkin. He is the head of the finance department of the University of Ghana Business School, and we had great conversation. We're taking a break. We will be right back.